Ball So Hard coming in with the first question of the day. Uses that hashtag draft and says, are the Warriors trading the number 2 pick or what? I do think they're going to trade the number 2 pick. That was my prediction earlier. I said that, yeah, look, they're going to trade it. He's gone, or the Warriors are not going to take somebody with that number 2 pick. Maybe they draft somebody and he never plays with the Warriors. I think it makes the most sense for them to trade it. I think it really does, unless they just really think James Wiseman is the center of the future for them. But at the end of the day, you're going to get more out of trading that pick and getting established players than you are with the number 2 pick, because the Warriors, they're in win-now mode, right? Steph Curry, a win-now player. Klay Thompson, a win-now player. Andrew Wiggins, not yet a win-now player, but maybe on the right roster like the Golden State Warriors, he could be a win-now player. But there's there's possibility that they do trade Andrew Wiggins. And if they do, you know, he upped his value in his short time in Golden State. He played 12 games there. He averaged 19 points. He even upped his efficiency while taking one more shot per game than he did with the Timberwolves at 46% from the field. I like Wiggins. And let me say this. Andrew Wiggins, when he was on the Timberwolves, when they had Karl Anthony Towns and Jimmy Butler, was the best he had ever been. When he's not a number 1 option, Wiggins can be a good player on a good team. On the Warriors, he's not going to be a 1 option. He's not going to be a 2 option. He's probably barely a 3 option over Draymond. I think there's a chance Wiggins could be really good, so there's a chance maybe he ups his value and they trade him later in the season. But let's go back to the number 2 pick. What do you think the Warriors should do with it? Should they trade it or should they keep it? Type T for trade, type K for keep. You know my answer. I'm typing my T for trade. I think it is better suited for the Warriors to go ahead and get rid of that pick and take somebody they know can play and help them win right now. But let me know what your votes are in the comment section. Steve Peterson coming in with a Warriors trade and talking about sending in his super chat. Gets on screen. $10 from Steve. Appreciate you. Says trade thoughts. Knicks get the number 1 pick and the future Warriors second pick. The Warriors get Frank Ntilikina, 17, 27, 33. Wolves get a future second rounder and the number 2 pick and number 8. Okay, so let's break this down. Let's simplify this as much as possible because I got to simplify it for myself. The Knicks get the number 1 pick from the Timberwolves and a future second-round pick from the Golden State Warriors. Meanwhile, the Golden State Warriors are getting Frank Ntilikina, the 17th pick from the Timberwolves, the 27th pick from the Knicks, and the 33rd overall pick, while the Timberwolves get a second-rounder, number 2, and number 8. I think if anybody says no, the Golden State Warriors are the team that say no here. I think trading all the way down from 2 to get 17, 22, or 27 and 33 just isn't quite enough for that number 2 overall pick. But I do like this idea. I think it is close to getting done. I just think the Warriors are the team that's kind of out on this one. But with the NBA draft coming up, the NBA jerseys are going to be available at Fanatics. So go to chatsports.com/NBA jerseys. Any player, any team you want, it's available, and it's shipping for free for a limited time only. And here's my favorite thing about Fanatics, besides all the awesome collections and selections they have on chatsports.com/NBA jerseys. They have this thing called jersey insurance. So if you buy a jersey and then that player gets traded or leaves in free agency, you can get that jersey replaced. It's really easy to do. It is an awesome feature that Fanatics allows when you use that special link that's right here, chatsports.com/NBA jerseys. Best place to go, best place to find authentic jerseys. You don't want to buy the cheap stuff with Christmas rolling around. You want to get the good stuff from Fanatics. One more time, chatsports.com/ you can probably say it with me now, NBA jerseys. Go pick yours up today. What do you think will be the big trade of the draft? You ready? I think the Bulls are trading with the Warriors. They're going to get to number 2, and they're going to take LaMelo Ball. I think that's going to be one of the bigger trades of the draft. I think the Warriors will absolutely trade out of that number 2 pick at some point. Maybe it's not on draft night. Maybe it's before. Or maybe they draft someone and trade them later. But let me know what you guys think. Biggest trade of the draft. Who do you think is going to make the trades? Let me know in the comments. El Robo Rick uses hashtag draft and super chat, so a double whammy coming from El Robo. Says, who will be the steal of the draft? Good question. I like this question a lot. Now, one guy that I have higher than most people, I think, is Desmond Bane out of TCU. I've seen a lot of people having him go at the end of the first round. The dude's a workhorse. I'd have him go maybe into the lottery into probably, I think 18 as low as he should drop. I think another guy I'd keep an eye on that nobody's really talking about as much is Emmanuel Quickley out of Kentucky. Now, Kentucky, they have a lot of guards coming out. Ashton Hagans and Tyrese Maxey is obviously the most notable one, but Emmanuel Quickley is a sharp shooter, and he was an elite defender. The only reason he's falling is because he's a little undersized, but I promise you guys, his game reminds me of, I'm not saying he's going to be this player, but it reminds me of Lou Williams with defense sprinkled in. So, good question there from El Robo. Let's go to Cruz Fam, says, #NBA, Andrew Wiggins, Kevon Looney in the second pick for Norman Powell, Pascal Siakam, and OG Anunoby. So, break it down here for you. The Warriors received Norman Powell, Pascal Siakam, and OG Anunoby. The Golden State Warriors send out Andrew Wiggins, Kevon Looney, and the second overall pick. I think the Raptors say no in this situation. Pascal Siakam, better than Andrew Wiggins. OG Anunoby and the second pick could be synonymous for all we know. And Norman Powell is a beloved player in the Toronto Raptors organization. So I think this is a little bit too much. Although I think at least entering that second round pick or that second overall pick interests the Raptors. But Pascal Siakam, he's kind of the cornerstone of that franchise with Kyle Lowry being on the decline. So I think Toronto says no in this one. Let's go to LF, talking some more Warriors stuff. Monster trade here. So 76ers get Andrew Wiggins, the number 2 pick, and the Warriors first rounder next year. The Warriors get Ben Simmons and a second round pick. So break it down, make it real simple for you. Philly is getting Wiggins, the second, and then a first next year. The Warriors getting Simmons and a second round pick. This is a pretty solid trade. I'm not going to lie to you. I still think Philadelphia says no. I think Philadelphia really wants to hold on to Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid right now. I think they are dead set on experimenting with Doc Rivers as their new head coach. And I'm not sure how far Andrew Wiggins, Joel Embiid, and I don't know, maybe a LaMelo Ball is going to get you in the Eastern Conference if you're the Sixers. So I think it gets the Sixers thinking, but Ben Simmons, he could be a Sixer for life. At first, at the beginning of the summer, beginning of the offseason, I was like, no, he's getting traded. Now I'm kind of like, Doc Rivers is there. Maybe he can work his magic. But I appreciate the question, LF. And speaking of trades, let me ask you this question. Who do you think the first player to get traded this offseason is going to be? You think it'll be Chris Paul? You think it'll be Jrue Holiday? Think it's going to be an Aaron Gordon? Think it'll be Victor Oladipo? Whoever you think it might be, whoever it is, we're going to have it here for you on Chat Sports. And also, maybe it's a member of the Golden State Warriors like Andrew Wiggins. And if that happens, we're going to have coverage on our Warriors Only channel at youtube.com/WarriorsTV. So go subscribe today. We'll put that link in the live chat, in the comments, and in the description of today's video so that you can hit that subscribe button, whether you're a Warriors fan or you just love the NBA as a whole. Jaden Moorer says, #draft, going with a Warriors question. Warriors receive J.J. Redick, Jrue Holiday. The Pels get number 2 and number 20. Man, I'm sorry. I don't think it's enough for Jrue Holiday and J.J. Redick. I really don't. I like number 2. I like the number 2 pick. Maybe they really want LaMelo Ball. Maybe they really want James Wiseman. But I just don't think this gets it done if you're the New Orleans Pelicans. I think the Golden State Warriors should absolutely do this because if you think about it, they have to with the number 2 pick. Also, the Warriors do not have the 20th overall pick, so I'm not sure what pick you mean there. They only have number 2, and I just don't think that's enough. I don't think it's enough to get you Jrue Holiday and J.J. Redick. But if you do want more Warriors coverage, go subscribe to our Warriors channel, youtube.com/WarriorsTV. Super chat time from Kenneth Booker says, does a player with an injury history fall like Michael Porter Jr.? Now, that's a good question. The only thing is there's not a Michael Porter Jr. in this draft when it comes to injury history. Aaron Nesmith is the closest thing to it because he did suffer a stress fracture in his left foot, I believe, in his time at Vanderbilt. And, maybe that makes him fall a little lower than he should, but he's not going to be, to the level of Michael Porter Jr. Another guy that's probably going to fall to the second round, potentially go undrafted, is Killian Tilly out of Gonzaga. I don't know how you guys like to say it, but Gonzaga, I guess is how we'll say it. Killian Tilly is a fun player, also a very fun name to say over and over again, but I think he goes late second round, and maybe he's a steal, but he's definitely not quite a Michael Porter Jr. But those are my 2 guys, Aaron Nesmith and Killian Tilly, that could potentially fall because of injuries.